For a period of time in my childhood, I was a spy. I really, really wanted to be a spy. I was super into it, mostly thanks to a book called The Know-How Book of Spycraft, which gave detailed instructions on how to be a sneaky little guy, like how to hide secret messages in your shoes, how to track people, how to disguise yourself. This one time I had to go out of town with my parents, leaving my brother at home alone, and I used this book to set a trap so that I would know if he had gone into my bedroom to snoop around while we were gone. I taped a thin thread across my bedroom door, knowing that if it was still intact when I got home, then my room had been kept safe. Upon returning home, I ran over to check, and sure enough, the thread was broken. So I ran to confront my brother, who announced to me before I could even say anything, "Hey, I saw your stupid tripwire when I went to empty the trash can in your bedroom. Next time, use something stronger, you idiot." My point in telling you this is just to say that the part of me that loves intrigue and spycraft, that's still inside me, despite the fact that, I do this for a living instead of spying. So I'm not completely unable to empathize with people who have a desire to view things with suspicion or to look for secret codes that probably don't exist. And so I'm not totally unsympathetic to the people who got super into the QAnon conspiracy, in which far-right conservatives thought that an underground operative within Trump's camp, maybe Trump himself, was giving them secret signals that any moment now Trump would do everything they wanted him to do, mostly related to destroying the evil cabal of sex predators infesting Washington, D.C. In the 8 years since, it seems that they've lost some steam, probably because more and more of them are slowly realizing that, Donald Trump was very openly a friend of Jeffrey Epstein. So now they're just trying to figure out whether to quit the cult or go with, actually, sex trafficking minors is good. Rising up to take their place is Blueanon, the term for those on the left who cling to unfounded conspiracy theories in order to avoid dealing with crushing reality. Previously on this channel, we've discussed Blueanon's idiotic insistence that Trump was not almost assassinated, that was an inside job set up by the Trump administration itself. And then their insistence that the results of the 2024 election were due to widespread vote rigging and not good old-fashioned gerrymandering and voter disenfranchisement. And yeah, I know that one is rearing its ugly head once again, but we're going to put a pin in that for a future video. After those two videos, I did hear from a number of liberals who bristled at the invective Blueanon, arguing that it was unfair because their little conspiracies had way more evidence than anything QAnon ever did. And come on, at least they weren't blindly trusting some anonymous source that posted vague conspiratorial encoded messages that imply this source has important secret knowledge that suggests everything its followers want will soon come true, right? Anyway, today we're going to talk about Alt National Park Service, the anonymous source that posts vague conspiratorial encoded messages that imply the source has important secret knowledge that suggests everything its followers want will soon come true. Back at the start of Trump's first term, it became clear very quickly that he was going to try to stifle government employees and agencies. As I covered at the time, he censored certain words related to topics like climate change, trans people, diversity. Government employees who wanted to keep their jobs but also speak out against the administration had to do so anonymously, which happened through the usual channels of contacting trusted journalists, and it also seemed to happen through the use of anonymous social media accounts. One of the biggest rogue federal employee accounts was at AltNatParkSir on Twitter, which claimed to be run by several active National Park Service rangers and friends. And it had more than 1 million followers. It was very popular. That account became active after the official account for the Badlands National Park suddenly had all of their posts about climate change removed after Trump took office. But shortly after the Alt National Park account became active, people started noticing idiosyncrasies, like some posts with words spelled the British way, like honor with a U. Why would an account for U.S. National Park Service rangers posts like that. Sarah Emerson with Vice News reached out to them to get answers via DM in 2017. They claimed that the account was originally owned by an English guy who handed it over to National Park Rangers to post anonymously while they were on duty. But when the account blew up in popularity, the Rangers got nervous and stopped using the account. Now, the account owner claimed it was run by a group from the UK, US, and a few other countries who still wanted to remain anonymous despite none of them being park rangers under the Trump administration. Further, they outright refused to verify their own identity or the identity of any one of the rangers who formerly posted to the account, even to a journalist through encrypted channels, because they were so scared. Sure, that makes sense. Posting memes on Twitter is basically like whatever Chelsea Manning did or whatever, super dangerous. After Vice posted the interview, AltNet ParkSir changed their handle to @NotAltWorld and handed the original username over to the owners of the AltUSNPS handle, saying that they are to raise funds for the National Park Service. Vice reported, @AltUSNPS also does not appear to be run by government employees and claims to be selling merchandise to raise awareness and funds. So here we are in 2025 under Trump 2.0. Blue Sky is the new Twitter, and the supposed rogue rangers now post from @altnps.bsky.social, getting thousands of likes with vague posts like, "Don't be in rush," and "Remember, loose lips sink ships," and "There's been an uptick in retaliation from the administration this week. Stay calm and collected." And if you're outside our coalition and using Signal, make sure to enable disappearing messages. It's a great feature for added privacy. Wow, disappearing messages on Signal. That's good info. Thanks, guys. Exactly like what happened in 2017, skeptical Blue Sky users have taken notice of this account. Jackson Joyce Lynch, using the handle @AltWatcher, has been taking notes on what the account's been posting, like, "Always keep an ace up your sleeve," followed immediately by "General public may disregard," or 9, followed by "General public may disregard," or 11, followed by "General public may disregard." People eat this shit up, as you can see in the replies. If every time you declare a number, it means a win for the people because something just blew up in spectacular fashion, I can't wait till you get to 47. This is obviously little kid stuff. This is putting a thread over your bedroom door to make sure your big brother doesn't go in and snoop through your diary. This is exactly the sort of thing I would have loved when I was 9 years old studying the spy handbook. I would have actually done this had social media existed in the 80s. But these appear to be adults who believe this. It's incredible. The account isn't just posting their make-believe QAnon codes. They also try to convince people that they are really insiders by leaking breaking news. Like, the Senate added a provision that would force anyone trying to block the federal government in court to pay a massive upfront bond, no exceptions, no matter your income. Judges wouldn't be allowed to lower or waive it even if someone's rights are being violated. The only problem, as Joyce Lynch points out, that news was actually first reported by a little-known journalism outlet known as Reuters 5 days before Alt National Parks. They do this constantly, taking other outlets' reporting, stripping any reference to who actually broke the news or conducted the investigation, and posting it on their own account as if it's their own reporting coming from the inside. Another Blue Sky user, Hypoautonomic BS, compiled a lengthy thread with more evidence that Alt National Parks is nothing more than a LARP account. They claim to be a coalition of 200,000 federal employees and posted a photo of an unrelated protest from the AP. They have a corresponding Facebook page where they claimed 140,000 of their members attended the No Kings protests and conducted a count that found more than 13 million people were at the protests, which is an absolutely ridiculous number considering that the actual organizers of the protests put the number around 5 million. A particularly damning post that Hypo points out is when staffers at Yosemite hung an enormous American flag upside down at El Capitan. If you're an Alt National Parks account with 200,000 staffers dedicated to fomenting resistance against the Trump administration, wouldn't you know about that big show of resistance as soon as it happened, if not before. And yet, strangely, the account decided to wait until a full day after the flag was reported in the San Francisco Chronicle, at which point they posted a photo of the flag. The same photo that ran in the San Francisco Chronicle 24 hours before the Alt National Parks post. I wish that I could say that this was only one account, albeit an account with nearly 1 million followers. But no, obviously there's an entire network of alt federal accounts. The Alt Gov starter pack includes an alternative Space Force, Department of Justice, NASA, IRS, and FDA, the last of which had this to say when someone asked them to prove they're legit. You fucking prove I'm not who I am. You're the one looking for a socialist info handout. I can't even with you bitches and your prove it shit. What a bunch of fucking losers. That account has 60,000 followers. Of course, it's possible that one or more of these accounts actually is run by someone working in one of those federal agencies who has insider info. It's possible that they really are too scared to verify their identity to a single respectable journalist who works regularly with whistleblowers who remain protected and anonymous. But honestly, why even give them the benefit of the doubt at this point? Please get your information from credible sources and leave the make-believe spy games to children and far-right conspiracy theorists. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you think the world could use more videos like this and you happen to have a few bucks laying around, head to patreon.com/Rebecca and join an awesome community of nerds like the people whose names you see on the screen right now. Thanks.